Today I want to talk about slack and how that relates to our body mechanics, especially the mechanics of moving another person. So I've got a 25-pound kettlebell here, and I've got a resistance band attached to it. I've got all the slack to take out, and the weight that I'm trying to move is heavier so far than the amount of slack that I've taken out to get it moving. There's still too much wiggle room here. So I go lower, and I take more and more slack out until finally I can get this kettlebell off the floor. Now, the first thing I'm thinking about when I do that is there any kind of tear or a little micro abrasion in this stretch band that under the pressure of the weight it's lifting will result in a tear of the band and, if I'm not careful, drop it right on my foot. So when we translate this into working with people, a lot of times we will be trying to transfer someone who's limp, and we are trying to somehow get the slack out of them so that we can actually move them. And often when someone's limp, what that amounts to is what we do here. So we've got this weight that we're trying to manage, and I'm taking all of their connective tissues, their joints and ligaments and tendons and muscles and all these tissues in the body and parts of the human anatomy, and we're basically stretching this limp object until we've got two options. Either the weight lifts or the mechanism we're stretching out ruptures. So what's the answer? One of the things we do in jiu-jitsu is we actually rely on the other person pulling back a little bit so that it's more like pulling on a sturdy piece of rope rather than a stretchy elastic band. It's got some firmness to it. So I set up my transfer. I'm around their gait belt or their hips or whatever I'm using to move them by, and I'm asking them to grab me just above my elbow, right at the base of my humerus, and actually pull against me a little bit. Now, they're not trying to pull me over. Even if they just squeeze a little bit on my arm, what that does is that tenses the muscle. And when the muscles are tense, that actually creates a bridge between us. That firms up this connection. It gives me something solid to pull them by, and they can pull back against me and actually assist in the transfer.